Hi, Green Juice Man here. Day, whatever it is. What is it, 17 today? 17, yeah. 17 of the water fast. I just came out to see my trusty servant here. I miss my bike so much. I miss the cycling. It's really sad. I love it so much, but I just know I haven't got the energy to do it at the moment. And this is on Harley's recommendation. I bought a pair of these XTR. I've got a box over here somewhere. I don't know if it says anything on there, but yeah, there you go. Shimano XTR pedals, and I can't remember what number they are, but they're the ones that he recommended recently. Unfortunately, I've only had a chance of riding with them once or twice, or 3 times I think, if you include my feeble attempt last time. There they are, absolute beauties. I love them. What are they called? Yeah, they're the 980s, which is really the top of the range one. So they are so nice. They're so smooth. Shoe clips into them beautifully. Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. And I had a couple of questions about Rohloff. I'll just take this off for a minute. No, I can't do it like that. I always use, when I'm cycling, because I sort of do country roads and stuff, I always use like a pannier bag, which I put all my stuff in. I've got raincoat in there, and all the other gear that goes with it, you know, like pumps and puncher outfits and spare tubes and whatever else. Sometimes I carry a lot, but not often, because I'm always coming back again, so I sort of do circular rides. But I had a few questions about the Rohloff gears, and somebody asked, what do you do, you know, if it goes wrong? Well, in theory, they don't go wrong. They've had very few failures with them. I actually have had a failure with one at about 9,000 miles on another bike. I've got another one of these, but slightly more sort of traily, and basically the hubs are guaranteed for life. So it was sent back to Germany, where they put a new hub in it, and that was it. And basically it was a seal that had gone, because I was riding along such awful terrain. There was an actual seal that had got in behind the sprocket there, and had worked its way into the hub, and had worn the main bearings out. But they didn't mess about. They just put a rebuilt unit straight in there and shipped it back, all free of charge and everything like that. And I had a loan wheel while it was out from Thorn Cycles, where I buy the bike. So, I mean, what more could you ask for? No problem. The only problem is, because I went up there and was there doing all this business, you know, like swapping the wheel over, I ended up buying this bike, which is very nice. It's a slightly lighter weight, although it's still a steel tube bike, so it's relatively heavy. But you know, when you're carrying around, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 pounds of fat, you know, losing a couple of pounds off a bike isn't really important to me. You know, well, once I get down to an optimum weight, you know, maybe I will worry, but as I'm only training and I'm going around rough roads around here, personally I think it's best to use a bike like this rather than having a hybrid road bike, which is going to break. You know, there's no carbon on this. This is just solid strength. It's made for going around the world, but it's quite light. It's got these sort of handlebar extensions on here, which just make it nice for road position. I'm very comfortable on this bike normally, although last time I wasn't, and that's because I think my backside's got a bit skinnier and it hurts on the seat. But gear change is very simple on here. I think somebody asked about there. You've got 1 to 14. Always, they're always available stationary, so you don't have to be moving to engage any gear. So if you stop somewhere on a hill or something like that, you realise, oh my goodness, I'm in the wrong gear, like you're doing a derailer where you can't possibly start in that gear. Here you just put it in whatever gear you want, and you're good to go. So, you know, I'd never go back to derailers unless I got into racing or something. I don't think at my age that's very likely. But I can't see any advantages over a little bit of weight, and they reckon there's only about a kilo difference in you know, a really good setup of derailers compared to a Rohloff. So I really can't see the difference. The maintenance is virtually nil. You use a standard cheap chain on it. You don't need to use any special chains. This one's got reversible sprockets, so you can just turn them over when they wear on one side. You take the back one off, turn that over as well. Use both sides, you probably get 15,000-20,000 miles between the two of them. Depends on how muddy and dirty the road is. And once a year, or every about 3,500-4,000 miles, you change the oil in the hub, which is very, very straightforward. You know, it's literally drain the old oil out, put some what do you call it, oil in, sort of like cleaning oil in there. Go for a little ride with that, slosh it out, and then put the new oil in. That's good to go for another year. So easy, easy, easy. You know, I suppose the biggest disadvantage of the Rohloff hub, if you don't have a great sort of, I don't know how to put it, but they're expensive. You know, I mean, in English money, they're about nearly £1,000 just for the hub before you even have a wheel built up. That might sound like a lot of money, but I think personally that because it's guaranteed for life and it will last you for life, provided you don't have the bike nicked, of course. You know, it's worth doing it, because derailleurs don't last long, chains don't last long on derailleurs. You know, they're only nice when they're brand new. They get out of sync really quickly. I've ridden derailleurs for years and years. You know, I've been cycling for a long time, and nothing compares to this. And so I think I've got some sort of experience. So, you know, the other thing I get asked is how, you know, don't you have to adjust the chain? Yes, you do have to adjust the chain. Again, it depends how dirty the roads, you know, are, because that depends on your chain wear and how quick it's going slack. But it's very simple. There's a couple of, I don't know if can I just lift this up without doing anything? Ooh. Under here, but you have to just show they go. Can you see that right? You're not too close to focus. Under here, there's a couple of bolts. Just loosen those off. Loosen the two bolts off, and literally the whole bottom the whole bottom bracket will just turn round, and that will adjust it, and then retighten these again. Job done. You know, that's another 5-minute job. So it's very, very simple to look after it. And I'll just make sure I don't get this mic cable caught as I go back. Ooh. That's how I use a mic cable, because the microphone and the other thing, you can never hear anything. So yeah, that's about it. I'm very, very tired today. It's been a difficult day. I had more sleep last night, which is yesterday. You know, I'm jumping around again, but yesterday afternoon I had the most incredible backache, pains in the kidneys, pains in the liver, all that area. It was really hard work, and I went to bed last night and I slept just so well. I must have had 8 or 9 hours, I think, last night. Did I sleep that long last night, do you think? Yeah. 9 hours sleep, and just woke up feeling completely rejuvenated this morning. Pain's gone, everything's alright, but just lacking a bit of energy, and always feeling hungry, you know, but it's not surprising. We haven't eaten for 17 days. You're going to feel hungry. So, and I keep planning my first meal in my head, you know, the first refeeding of this fast. But I don't want it to go too quick, because I think the real healing's actually getting in now. So I really don't want it to end too quick. I just don't like the feeling of while it's going on, you know. It's like I want it, but I don't want it, you know. So, and I really, yeah, I guess there's not a lot more to say. It's just nice to be here. What more can I say? I think I'll just call it a day and see you all again tomorrow. Bye bye.